Here we go. Alright. I'm streaming. This was last time. Last time it went there was a catastrophic failure. Yeah, last time it reported there was a catastrophic failure. Bro, this would be... Ooh, bro. If someone built that in Plane Crazy, bro. Yeah. Oh, they have the whole entire first stage. The whole entire middle stage. Oh, dang. This is... No, it's not. They're gonna test the first version. Bro, I think that's the booster on the left. No. I don't know. I don't know if that's the booster on the left. I don't know. Maybe. Well, yeah. There's the engines. They actually use the same engines from the space shuttle onto the SLS. Yeah, they use the orbiter vehicle one for the engines of the orbiter vehicle part of the space shuttle. They used that for the middle stage. I just think orange looks good on the rocket. I mean, oh yeah, because Elon Musk is already making Starship with amazing progress on it, and they're gonna have a lunar Starship too that's gonna be able to carry more. Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. I saw. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think Starship looks like a little bit too futuristic. I know it's better, but I just think SLS looks cooler. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just... Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, because I think it'd look better like that. Can I call you? 1 second. Alright, 1 second. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Oh, Toy Dominic is watching. I should have expected. Alright, bro. Roblox God. He literally, there's like on the school computers, Roblox was like downloaded on there, so he made an account on there and he played Roblox during school and played Arsenal. Mm. Mm. Oh my. Look at that. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Well, we could do. I mean, I could do it for the whole entire Artemis missions, but I don't know. No, I don't know. Wish they could give us a countdown. Well, they're just talking about it. Huh. Wait, they used it. Hmm. Huh. That's the history behind the engines that they used. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're gonna do a test flight later this year. I forgot. Yeah. No, they're not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ba, 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 ba. 280,000 miles from Earth. Oh, yeah. Oh. Mhm. Yeah. Well, those are drogue chutes, I'm pretty sure. I think those two parachutes are maybe drogue chutes. Mm-hmm. What? What? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna cost a, and yeah, they're gonna have to launch a whole new space station too. No, they don't. Yeah, sure. Mm. What? Hmm. Uh, I don't know. What do you mean here? Here, I'll do that
Let me
now.
go to Dominic's video. So, want to know what I said to Dominic? Let go.
What?
So I said to Dominic. So he said my hopes for 2021. So I said, you mean more talk, like the title of the video, and then I commented, you mean more Taco Bell, and then he said Taco Bell sucks, and then I said, Toy Dominic, that's the point of the video.
Hmm.
Huh. He got tricked. That's the funny part. E. E, 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 e. Now, what is NASA doing?
They're waiting for the test time where they're gonna the
Is
countdown.
anyone on like one of the towers?
I don't think so. No.
I think it's firing right now. It's kind of
It's not.
shaking a
It's
bit.
not. It's not firing. It says standing by for hot fire test time.
Please, NASA, put a countdown.
That's what they're trying to do right now. Read.
Standing by for hot fire test time. Standing by for hot fire test time. Pull it, guys. Pull it, and guys. somebody. Oh my God! Somebody said somebody ordered a barbecue.
Hmm.
Imagine doing
Hey, there's the.
barbecue like next to that rocket. I'm gonna play Playing Crazy. Tell me when they put a countdown.
Hmm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Bum 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 bum. Uh-oh, spaghetti. Oh. Eh. Are you there, Lego?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just watching this.
Wanna know something?
What?
So my so like a lot of my classmates are trying to like make a movie. So like they're trying to make like something
Oh
like a
yeah.
show. So they put like some background like a news station, and I'm like, why is there three? So then I said, oh guys, look, it's the weather station.
Hmm.
And they replied with nothing. They said, this is not a weather station. Looks like a weather station to me, though.
Hmm.
Dun 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 dun. I think I should start working on SLS. What do you think, Lego?
The B1, B2 test stand
Lego,
that
are
you're
you
seeing
cool?
there is a dual position
Yeah.
vertical firing
Are
facility
you cool?
with the B1 side equipped for single engine tests
Lego is
and the
cool,
B2
guys.
side
Trust me,
designed
he's so
for
cool.
rocket
So blunt,
stages.
he's so cool.
The stand
Right,
is
Lego, you're
anchored to the
so
ground
cool.
with 144 feet of steel
I'll
and
take that as a
concrete.
yes, Lego. That you
We
so
talked a
cool,
little bit
dude.
about the
So
history of the
cool.
RS-25
You
engines
even take
and the
people
B2
lunch.
stand,
Just kidding.
which is where the SLS core stage is secured now, also has quite a bit of history.
People be like, how to be
It was
cool,
used in the
steal someone's thing.
1960s to test Saturn V rocket stages that carried humans to the moon during the
Oh.
Apollo
Sure,
program,
Saturn 5 suck.
and the Space Shuttle main propulsion test article, consisting of an external tank and 3 main engines linked together with a simulated shuttle orbiter, was also tested on the B2 stand. The B2 stand has been modified to test the SLS core stage for the
Bam
Artemis
bam
program
bam
that
bam
will return
bam
humans
bam
to the moon,
bam 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 bam
with
bam
a
bam
new
bam
steel
bam bam
superstructure added for testing the SLS core stage. The stand is now almost
bam bam
350
bam
feet
bam
high,
bam bam
ranking
bam
as one of the
bam
tallest
I'll be back.
structures in the state of Mississippi.
Alright, he said he'll be back. He said he will be back. Is it true? Yes, he said he will be back. He hasn't returned. He is so cool, guys. He is cool. I can't say anything about him. Oi, oi, oi.
For a little bit more about the RS-25 engines, each of the RS-25 engines is about the size of a compact car if the engine were turned on its side. Standing up, they are each 14 feet tall and 8 feet in diameter. They each weigh about 8,000 pounds. The RS-25 is designed to operate in extreme temperatures from negative 423 degrees Fahrenheit to 6,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And as Lee mentioned, today's test will go from extreme cold to extreme hot. When the hot gases exit the RS-25 capsule, they travel at 13 times the speed of sound, which is fast enough to travel from Los Angeles to New York City in about 15 minutes. The core stage itself stands 212 feet tall and at a diameter of 27.6 feet and weighs about 2.3 million pounds when loaded with propellants.
Yeah, it's so cool, guys. So cool. Bum, 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 bum. Ay, he's so cool. Oh, cool. He's so cool. He's so cool. He's cool. He's so cool, man. He's so cool. He's a cool kid. He's so cool, guys.
So the next
He's a
major
cool.
milestone coming up
He's a
will be the poll for the terminal count. It's the last 10 minutes of the countdown. Bill, can you tell us a little bit about what we can expect to hear during the terminal count?
Yeah, so just ahead of terminal count, we'll hopefully get that call. They'll do a poll, which is all the members of the team basically getting their go for going into that terminal count sequencer. And then once we actually get into it, there's at least 500 different events that take place in that last 10 minutes. So I'll not go through each one of those with you, but there are some pretty good ones I think that highlight, kind of what the major ones should be or are. We've got to terminate the hydrogen replenish, and then we've also got to go into the hydrogen tank pre-press operations, which is where they'll pressurize the hydrogen tank. It'll start doing that on its own as well. Initiate ground helium spin start supply to the CAPUs. So initially, when the CAPUs come up, they'll be running off of the helium supply in the stand, and then it'll switch over to the engines when they come up as part of the plus count.
Tell us a little bit about what the CAPUs are?
Yeah, so that's the core stage auxiliary power units. They're variants of the ones that were flown on shuttle. The difference is that where those were hydrogen powered, these are basically run off of dirt gas and then into hydrogen off of the engines when they get into the plus count. So it's basically it's basically a turbine system that spins a pump, and that pump then in turn pressurizes the oil in that system. And through a series of valves and commands, they could then go ahead and actuate the actuators that are mounted to each of the engines in pitch and yaw. After that, we'll get into liquid oxygen terminate, and liquid oxygen replenish will stop that operation. And then we'll go into CAPU starts, and that's where each one of those core stage auxiliary power units would be powered up. And that takes, on the order of about 30 seconds to bring each one of those units up. They're done individually. And then they basically move into transitioning into the LOX tank pressurization operations. They do a TVC gimbal profile on helium, so that's actually something different that you won't see in the plus count. In other words, we do a lot of actuation of the TVC system in that, but we don't move it as far because of the limits we've got in the stand for how far you're moving it relative to having, you know, the engines burning at that time. So in the pre-count, we'll basically get the full movement, the full gimbal, full displacement, and then once they get into the plus count, they will not do that, but they'll do some other things. And then after that's complete, they'll basically bring the actuators into their null positions. Basically, they'll go ahead and make sure the engines are ready to go ahead and start. They will then transition the core stage to internal power. They do have, with the redundant inertial navigation unit, they've got a gyro compass alignment that they'll finish up, and that's when we get into the next big sequence, which is the go for the automated launch sequencer, and that'll start roughly at 33 seconds. So that's kind of the big steps that take place up to that point, and what happens once we get into that ALS is that if we have to recycle, then that's a big deal. It's probably not something we can recover from that easily on day of. But ahead of that, we can basically recycle back to the 10-minute mark, and then it would take us probably an hour or two to get back into position where we could go through it again. But that's kind of how the day would look.
Thank you. So it sounds like the majority of the calls are actually going to come in the last 5 minutes of the terminal count. And so we're waiting to hear when we are ready for the poll for the go, no go into the terminal count. So we'll stand by for a little bit here, and then we'll come back when we have another update.
Lego. my echo, you there? There is no Lego, my echo.
For the Artemis 1 launch, there will be a built-in hold before the go-no-go poll to go into the terminal count with the last 10 minutes of the countdown. This isn't quite the same, but it is similar. The team takes a look at the data from the vehicle and the facility and ensures that everything looks good before proceeding into the terminal count. So we're just a little more than 10 minutes away from our T0 time now to fire up the engines. And when those engines fire up, the team is looking to get at least 4 minutes of data to support the test objectives needed to confirm that SLS is ready to launch Artemis missions. From there, they will continue to let the engines fire and to burn through all of the fuel in the tanks and possibly pick up additional data for some secondary test objectives. During launch and ascent for Artemis missions, we expect the engines to fire for about 8 minutes to drain the tanks of the propellant before what is called the main engine cutoff, or MECO. So, Bill, tell us a little bit about what we can expect after Hotfire starts.
Okay, so the other thing I'd say is I'm also listening in, so if we get to the point where they're going to call for the poll, I'll just tell you to pick it up at that point. But so where I left off was with ALS start, so that's roughly 30 seconds before they actually start. We would then bring on the hydrogen burn-off igniters, which are basically a series of flares that are built into the stand to pick up any residual hydrogen and basically dissipate all that. They'll finish with the renew redundant inertial alignment navigation mode, and then basically they go into, at roughly 6 minutes, they'll do the RS-25 starts, and those they bring up one at a time, and roughly at 5-6 seconds they'll start that. At 1 second they'll be up and running at 100%, and with that, I think we're getting ready to hear them go for the poll. But as they basically get through that part of it, we'll hear the basically the engines will come up to 109% thrust level, and then we'll go into the first poll at the gimbal profile. So I think what we should do at this point is switch over, if we can, to pick that part of it up.
All right, let's listen in to the poll.
Set the correct time hack as the sequencer steps through there. Reminder to everybody, after we get past 5:57 and after we terminate LH2 system securing, we only have 2 minutes 35 seconds full time before we have to recycle pack. Also, another reminder to everybody, when we do the switch to internal power,
Yes,
we look at the Christmas tree
know.
effect
I know
on
SLS
the,
much.
avionics screen. So that is normal, that is to be expected. So just remind everybody that we will look at that Christmas tree effect once we go into internal power. All right, sequencer, on your command, let's go ahead and initiate the terminal count sequencer for substep alpha and record the UTC time, please. Copy.
Okay. T count has resumed.
And give us a UTC real quick, please.
20, 27, 12.
Copy, 077 20 27 12.
You copy?
T-minus 9 minutes.
All right, it sounds like we actually missed the poll, so we are in the terminal count sequence now, and we are standing by and listening as they progress through their steps.
T-minus 8 minutes. T-minus 7 minutes.
LDAS, place your recorder sims and continue.
And we're about 6.5 minutes away from Hotfire right now.
And T-minus 6 minutes, starting LH2 securing. T-minus 5 minutes, initiating TVC spin start.
I'm back. You there? Avi, you're muted.
So at this point, they basically initiated CAPU start, and basically those will be coming up on helium. They'll go into a what we call the wiggle test, which is where they'll gimbal the engines, and then so that's basically coming up here in just a couple of minutes. On the plus side of that, once we get into the engine starts.
T-minus 4 minutes, CAPU start, starting LO2 securing.
Okay, so LO2 is being secured now, so that they're really moving forward in the plus count here. still roughly at T minus. And so with that, we should be seeing the TVC gimbal profile here in about half a minute or so. Basically, at this point, they've got the water system all turned on. You might be able to see that in some of the views. And that'll basically take care of not only the heat coming off of the engines, but also dampen the tremendous amount of noise that'll be coming off.
Beep beep, beep beep, beep beep, beep beep.
As mentioned earlier, the hydrogen burn-off igniters will come on at about 12 seconds.
T-minus 3 minutes, start PSN 4.
The inertial navigation mode will be complete in about T-minus 10 seconds. And then basically the enable command for ALS at 9.2 seconds. And then we go into engine start at roughly at 6 seconds. Those take about 5 seconds to come up to full operating pressures. And basically at that point, the stage controller will be go for launch or go for test in this case at 2 seconds. And basically we go forward into our profile for the day.
All right, we're coming up on 2
There's
minutes.
the gimbal test taking place now.
T-minus 2 minutes.
So the call was they just announced at T-minus 2 minutes, which is basically they have finished the gimbal test with the actuators and they're bringing them back into the null position. And then basically at this point they basically are getting ready for powering up the engines. Again, core stage transitions to internal power at roughly 1 minute and 30 seconds out.
T-minus 1:30, switch to internal power.
And then the renew gyro compass alignment converges at roughly 1 minute. And then we'll have the go for ALS. And we'll clear that polar shortly at T-minus 33 seconds.
T-minus 1 minute, following personnel report go, no go for ALS, AEA, PEA,
Go.
HGA,
Go.
REA, NEA,
Go.
NTC. Vehicle and B2 systems are go for ALS.
And at this point you see basically the water system has come on full bore.
All right, T-minus 30, we're in ALS.
And you just got the official start of ALS. Next up is the hydrogen burn-off igniters come on at 12 seconds before T0.
Red line back good. H-boys on.
Go for engine start.
H-boys are on and engine starts has been okay.
Oh my goodness.
And all personnel. We've got engine start and we're into the plus count.
Hotfire.
System. And
Wow.
Oh my. Jeez. That's insane. Look at the clouds. Jeez.
Clouds.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of Delta V.
That's a lot of clouds.
Yeah. So you're supposed to be the space shuttle can do this, but only 3 of them.
Yeah. Jeez.
Space shuttle too strong. something's wrong.
Mm-mm.
Why is it turning like that?
They're doing the gimbal test.
Fire indicated everyone go ahead and ATS. So ATS. Thank you. Okay, copy. Do you want me to hold ATS?
Mm.
Copy that. You cancel it out?
Fire. There's a fire.
Yeah, there's a fire. Do they know there's a fire?
They have to.
Yeah, TBC
Come on.
profile, remember?
Camera.
There's a
stop.
fire right there. Bro,
Yeah, there's a
look.
Fire.
NASA, come on.
Okay, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, starting the FRT profile.
That fire could catch the fuel tank on fire.
Yeah, that could cause a reaction inside the fuel tank to cause an explosion. But I don't know, but that tank uses liquid hydrogen.
So it won't explode.
It probably will. If.
We're about 3.5 minutes into the test time.
3.5 minutes
They
in.
disappear and they close the chest and then sees the fire. I think the fire is okay.
I don't know.
Cameras number still good, that's a facility issue. And it's a vehicle.
Come on, I need another camera view from inside.
That looks Imagine the people who live nearby.
Yeah, that'd be terrible, actually.
Imagine if someone was legit, like legit very close to the smoke.
That would be
Puts foreman very
insane.
issue in the FRT profile.
How's the camera turning? Oh, motors.
No, it's just shaking from just the wind or something.
There was a camera that turned.
There's cameras that are shaking from the force of the engines and ones that are shaking because of wind, maybe. Oh. Yeah.
It was 5 minutes.
Alright, I gotta go.